Hi guys, it's me, Elmer Damaso. This episode, let's tackle some stuff about line work. So, when people approach me and show their artwork for review or critique, I see line work that looks like this. Okay, so, what I'm trying to show here is there are a lot of lines. Like, for example, if you want to draw the nose, it's you know that they are deliberately trying to be too careful with their lines. So, as you can see here, there's a lot of line. Like, for example, if they want to draw the mouth, let's zoom in a bit. Want to draw a mouth, it's like this. It's like there are a lot of lines. They're trying to deliberately make a lot of lines just to draw mouth. Now it becomes very, very obvious when, let's say, when you draw hair and it's like this. And the stroke is really like that. Lots of wavy lines like that. Now, sometimes I also see guidelines that look like that have been drawn like that also. Like, for example, we've studied how to draw guidelines for the head, for the body, for the legs and arms. Now they draw it like this. For example, for the head, you draw an egg shape, and they deliberately just want this to be a perfect egg shape, right? Even the vertical and the horizontal lines, it's like, if we zoom in right there, they're trying to draw this very perfectly. So you draw it very slowly, like years, like that. Okay, so there are a lot of strokes involved in this one. So when I see artwork that looks like this, um, I sense a feeling of nervousness, maybe hesitation, maybe even tension in the part of the artist. Because why hesitation? Because it's like you're afraid to make a mistake, especially when you're drawing guidelines. You're afraid to make a mistake here, maybe because, and it's not a wrong idea, maybe because you're thinking this guideline will dictate the rest of your drawing, and if this is wrong now, my whole drawing will be wrong. So that's a valid thought. But um, it's also not very um, it's not a very productive, very useful thought to really, I don't know, engage in. Because when I see this, I immediately point this out. Because the way you set your initial line work could dictate the rest of the way you finish your drawing. So if you're nervous here, you'll be nervous until you end the drawing. That's for sure. If you don't change your um, frame of mind. Now, the way I do it is I want to draw stuff with the least amount of strokes as possible. So, for example, this is a rough guideline, right? So you can draw it like that, just like that. If you can do it in one stroke, that's fine. I can't do it that way, so you draw first half, second half, one straight line, two horizontal lines, or maybe one line. Ear, ear, neck, neck. Okay, so that's how I draw it. I don't draw it like per section, slowly carving out that head shape. No. Like I always said, this is a sketch. Okay. This only shows you how you will form the body, right? Like I can do it really, really fast. Draw like this. Uh, I can draw it really fast, and I just want to see. How this figure is gonna look in this pose. Okay, so that's all I want to see in this sketch. I don't. I'm not planning too much ahead of myself. Like I'm not planning on the ears just yet. I'm not planning on how the hands. Is it gonna be a fist? Is it gonna be an open hand? I'm not thinking about that yet. Maybe I have an idea of how I want the hands to be, but I'm not putting it here yet. Okay, so you can see here, I try to do it with least strokes as possible. When I draw an eye, it's like this. Okay, so that's an eye. So again, with the least amount of strokes possible, um, you don't have to spend too much time trying to make this head shape perfect, or try to make the you know shoulders or body look perfect. There's no need to just slowly drawing it like that. Let's do that when you're finalizing a drawing, okay? But not in the guidelines. And you don't take too much. Like for example, if this is a finished drawing and you keep drawing it like this just because you don't want the hair to be, you know, crooked or anything, you're afraid that's gonna happen. So when you draw it with the least amount of lines, like for example hair, I don't do it like that. I just draw it one stroke. It's just movement for my fingers. Sometimes with the wrist. So fingers, you just art. Okay, it's almost just this. I'm just moving this and this one. My I don't know, the base of my palm. I just plant it on that piece of paper, and I just move my hands like that. Like that. Okay, so sometimes you need to say hair flows like that, so you need to move your whole hand, your whole arm. I mean, okay, so that's my secret, I guess. I anchor this part here. Don't move it. You just need to move this. Okay. Sometimes you need to move the wrist also. Maybe larger lines. Like for example, we do it like this. We want a larger line. So I'm moving here on my wrist, right? If you need a really big squiggly line, I use my whole arm. And this is good practice for anyone. I mean, I don't draw it like this, slowly, deliberately. Then when it comes to the art, slow also. Just do it one stroke. If you can do it in one stroke, that's good. Okay? This will train you to be more confident in drawing and will also be a good practice not to overthink things, especially when you're just making a rough sketch, which will also improve drawing time at the same time. Okay? So let's try. I also noticed that when I draw with less anxiety over every little detail, I usually get better results compared to when I'm thinking. Um, okay, I'm gonna make this sketch here. Example, when I'm thinking as I draw, will this look good? Will this sell at all if you're, um, selling, drawing for commission work? Will this sell? And you think about that the whole time, every step of the way while you're drawing it. Or worst thing, and I'm also guilty of this. I have to admit, I'm also guilty with this. But while I'm drawing, I always think this doesn't even look half as good as insert artist name, half as good as this artist's work. And I try to compare myself with someone else, someone better than me. A lot of people. That's a lot of artists. And usually the results become catastrophic for me. Because I always think I'm no better than this guy. So I'm no better than this guy. Why bother, right? And that's what I will say. So it's like subconsciously depression kind of just settles in that open space in your mind that you just cleared out, ironically, by thinking too much. So I found out that, drawing without thinking too much, without thinking of, consequences of my artwork usually yields better results if too, if I'm not overthinking stuff. And that happens most of the time, for me personally, when I'm drawing works that I really like for personal consumption. Not works that, you know, for work. Like I said, I'm guilty of thinking of these things too. So I'm trying to help you guys. Don't think like me. At least try not to think like me. And I keep thinking of, um, is this ever gonna be better than this artist's artwork? And I start thinking like that. Uh, Results aren't that good. That I can that I can assure you, and that is from personal experience. Uh, what else? When you're drawing, I hope you, and I think this applies to any work. I think not just drawing. When you're working, I hope you enjoy your work, because if you don't like what you're doing, eventually you'll burn yourself out. Start to think, why am I here? And you'll hate yourself. Oh, that's for sure. You'll hate yourself once you realize that. Why am I here? Why am I doing this? I had parts of my life where I used to think that way. Why am I doing this at all? I know it's for my family, and it's for my kids, for my wife, for a better life. Then you sometimes you get tired too. And I think that the best thing is if you're doing what you really love, if you get to that point where you keep asking yourself, why am I doing this? I'm tired. I don't want this anymore. You just have to go back to, like for me, I just go back to telling myself that, when I was a kid, I really loved to draw. And when I was a kid, I drew a lot. I drew on the streets. I drew on the walls. I drew on my neighbor's walls. Yeah, it's fun to be a kid, but I never got paid for it, right? It's just, well, when you're a kid, it's graffiti, and you get told that you shouldn't draw on the street, or you shouldn't draw on the walls. I just try to convince myself, I'll just go back to that thought, and when I'm burnt out, I just think, you're still doing what you really love, but this time you're getting paid. And that usually brings me back to my senses. So, oh, wow, that is some emotional, emotional damage. No, I'm burying myself too much on this YouTube channel, but you know, I think lots of artists go through that, or will get to that someday. If you're at the peak of your career, that's okay, that's fine. I'm happy, I'm feeling great. And then there comes a time when you ask yourself, why am I here? I'm tired. Tired of drawing people, tired of drawing this and that, tired of drawing comics, tired of thinking designs and stuff like that. But so anyway, I think that's. I hope you followed what I was doing here. Um, yeah, but just this part, chest part, I just neglected. I never added like guidelines here or anything, so I had to correct the shoulder. Don't follow me. I don't follow my guidelines anyway. Oh well. So anyway, uh, just try the tips I gave you earlier. And try drawing, sketching while not overthinking and while you're just having fun. That's the important thing. Have fun. So anyway, have fun, you guys, and see you again next video. Oh, by the way, thank you for the new subscribers. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for watching this video. You may be just stumbling over here in this video, and thank you for your time. Even if it just took, I don't know, if you got to this ending, well, thank you very much. Great, you're awesome. So anyway, um, thank you very much for your time. I hope I didn't take too much of your time, and I'll see you in the next video.